exciting fights in boxing because I mean he's not an exciting fighter. All he do is slap. So
what happens to him in the fight?
oh, bro, he dies. He dies. Just like that, he dies.
Is it any extra personal, him talking about your sister and like his sister watching?
You know, he part of PBC. We already ran it once with PBC. I need to get my get back. I'm gonna beat Rolly, and we're gonna have that. You just pray to God. Pray to God.
Ryan Garcia and his next opponent, Rolly Romero, have set the ground running without hesitation. The pair have a long history of trash talks and speculations about a potential fight. Rolly Romero claimed it's been 8 years since talks about a fight between him and Ryan Garcia began. Well, they now have the fight right before their eyes, and they've taken it with the kind of intensity fans were expecting.
Last question. Final message to Ryan Garcia before y'all fight.
No Vaseline.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Rolly Romero began the exchange, and expectedly Ryan Garcia has taken further. Rolly Romero is a courageous, fierce boxer who brings seriously heavy punches with anyone he fights. This fight style has won over many boxing fans in recent years, but he is up against it next up against boxer star Ryan Garcia. Speaking to Fight Hype, Romero said with Ryan, "Yeah, man, it's long overdue for sure. Honestly, it kind of came out of nowhere."
I'm asking you about this, right? We sparred in 2013, March 2013, right?
Day Ryan's walking around talking about fighting Isaac Cruz and all that, and the next day I wake up, and it's Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I guess Ryan didn't really know what was going on. The two are competitors, and we'll be gunning for one another ahead of this one. In the press, neither are introverts, and we'll be promoting the hell out of this fight. Get ready for the games to begin shortly on this one great fight in the ring. Two people. Forget Garcia's coming off a long layoff with the suspension, so he will need to take this deadly serious and look impressive, or may get caught slipping if not well prepared. Romero is no pushover. Garcia and Romero know one another well enough, of course.
A month. At the time, he's 4 years older than me, right? So that means he's 21, I was 17, right? He's going hard on me, right? Also, after I stopped his little brother, right? To claim that he...
Trash talk has already started, and Garcia said on X not surprised at Pitbull pulling out, but we get to fight some dog food, and Rise expect this back and forth to get heated between these two young American boxers in the time of ahead. As for the fight, it promises to be a good one. Lots of speed and power will likely be shown. Rolly is always in good fights mostly, and the same for Garcia. The clash of fight styles likely will gel well.
Yeah. So you Pitbull in New York, Times Square.
Yeah, Times Square, yeah.
Nice, man. But I guess curious, how does the fight go in your opinion? I know you guys have been circling each other for a long time.
Ryan Garcia began the war of words by affirming he will fight Isaac Cruz in his next fight. It may follow in the conclusion of his boxing ban. Garcia cannot afford to overlook Rolly Romero, who only has 2 losses in his career. The first was against John Tank Davis, who also defeated Ryan Garcia by knockout, while the other one was against Isaac Pitbull Cruz, which had a negative impact on the trajectory of Romero's career.
Are you going to walk around the whole fucking shit?
Yeah, I know. But, yeah, I mean, this is a fight that I feel like the fans wanted for a long time until he lost, so...
Garcia knows he will be in a tough fight since Rolly Romero is also known for his knockout artistry. However, unlike Pitbull Cruz, he has a not-so-solid chin and durability, which drew comparisons between Isaac Pitbull Cruz and Mike Tyson. But Garcia will want to remind fans that he is a knockout artist, as he possesses a devastating left hook. If Romero continues to aggressively try to get the knockout, Garcia will have a bigger target to aim for. It will also help prepare him for any Haney rematch, since it will remove any ring rust that he may have suffered during his timeout.
Got a lot of things ahead, but fight-wise, I either want to fight the 154-pound champion, Sebastian Fundora, or I want to fight Isaac Cruz.
Yes, in May we're going to be fighting there. It'll be good, another big fight. I'm ready to do it. Rommel is still a great fighter. He may have lost one time, but fans love him. He's a big dude. There were so many people in London, and they were all meeting with Turkey. It's nuts. Times Square, yes me. And Rolly, we're going to fight on many occasions. It never went down. I feel this is a fight that fans wanted for a long time, until Rolly Romero lost to Pitbull Cruz last year. I don't think it should make any difference. He's still an explosive fighter. Cruz boxed a great fighter, so you can't take anything away from him either. Garcia said so.
So you can't really take anything away from him either. This should be a great fight still.
What happens if he doesn't win this fight? Does it like take it out of play, or he's still gonna fight you?
I mean,
The rematch against Rolly Romero, when I win against Rolly Romero, I will fight him again, beat him again, and finally put that to rest, move on with my career, and just maybe fight Teofimo, right? That's how it's going to go. So I'm just fighting everybody, bro, everybody I want to fight. I'm fighting on what weight he'll fight Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia. Replied, it'll be 140, for I'm just giving him, I mean like he's not a small man, I'm trying to give him something you can't say, oh my God, what an easy fight I could have done that. But I didn't know safe routes here. I'm confident, and I have enough skills to do.
I didn't find a replacement if he doesn't win, but I'm sure he will. I think this is a touch-him-up fight.
To see Ryan and Pitbull fight, as it would have been a lot more interesting than watching Rolly be given the matchup, try to see where he was guiding me, and just led me to Dallas, led me to Derek.
Trying to see where he was guiding me, and it just led me to Dallas, led me to Derek. And I pursued it, and I'm here now, and I feel good.
And I pursued it, and I'm here now, and I feel good. I feel, it's unclear if there were other fighters available that could have stepped in the 140 pounds division. Has a lot of fighters with more talent than Rolly, and it would have been great for fans to see someone else Rolly Romero is. Definitely not a great fight for Ryan, because he was recently knocked out by Pitbull Cruz in the 8th round last year on March 30th. Ryan, obviously, is a bargain basement level fighter with limited ability, who doesn't belong fighting in the main event of Turkey Al-Shaq's card on May 2nd against the superstar Ryan Garcia. On the other hand, Isaac Cruz is maintaining the same stance he was on immediately after his victory over Rolando Romero last year. When Cruz beat Romero, he immediately put himself on the radar of big fights and million-dollar purses in Las Vegas, including a challenge from Ryan Garcia. For a long-awaited fight, Isaac Pitbull Cruz became the World Boxing Association's super lightweight champion after defeating Rolly Romero last year with an undeniable technical knockout. And Ryan Garcia immediately jumped on the opportunity to taunt Cruz by suggesting it would not be much of a fight. However, Cruz did not back down.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Later.
So, if you win, we get the rematch that everybody wants, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's for sure, too.
When he wins again. Yeah, when I win,
And accepted the challenge. Good luck, man. Thank you later. So if you and we get the rematch that everybody wants Ryan, that's for sure too. When I went at the post-fight press conference, Pitbull CRW addressed Ryan Garcia's remarks and messages with a sounding response, assuring his fans that he does not back down from any fight as long as the money is right. I do not refuse to fight anyone as long as they reach a good agreement between companies or handlers. I will fight whoever and wherever. Romero ended up very badly beaten and humiliated by a brilliant Pitbull Cruz who threatened everyone who wanted to face him, bring anybody on. I'm willing, like I have always said, I think I proved that you better respect a Pitbull, because whoever calls him Chihuahua here is going to see reflected how he's going to end up like Rolando tonight, added Cruz, in clear allusion to Ryan Garcia's challenge. Ryan Garcia asked for a fight with champion Cruz by taunting his ability to fight. You don't know boxing. If you really think Pitbull Cruz would beat me, I faced so many fighters like him in my life. It would be a field day. I would put Pitbull Cruz to sleep. You guys are delusional. But after I beat Haney, I'll gladly handle it easily. When I get a possible fight with the Mexican champion, I'm willing to fight anybody as long as both parties come to an agreement. If a side comes to an agreement with my side and everything works out, then I have no problem fighting with him or anyone else. Isaac Pitbull Cruz didn't seem impressed with Ryan Garcia's entertaining 3 knockdown victory over previously undefeated Devin Haney last year. Instead, Cruz, the popular World Boxing Association 140 pounds champion, was more focused on Garcia blowing the weight by 3-2 pounds at the weigh-in than what he did the next day, labeling him as frivolous and unserious. Ryan Garcia doesn't take things seriously, said Cruz, who was in Manhattan, New York on Wednesday to formally announce his match with Jose Valenzuela for his World Boxing Association belt on August 3rd in Los Angeles on a stacked card headlined by Terrence Crawford, Israel Madrimov. Even when he comes to the weigh-in, he's overweight by 3 lbs, Cruz told a group of reporters following the press conference. He doesn't take anything seriously. He needs to be more focused on training, and he needs to be more serious, Garcia called out Cruz following the win against Haney. Cruz wasn't surprised. It's not the first time. He said it's been a lot of times. He said he wants to fight. I'm ready, and I want to fight him. The popular Cruz battered Rolando Rolly Romero for an 8th round technical knockout last month to wrest control of the belt while Valenzuela recorded a highlight reel 6th-round knockout over Crisco in a December rematch money that these guys are going to say yeah. So that's what I think. Now you're going to take over Times Square in New York, the entire world, where it's never been done before, whatever tricky. Does is massive. Tell me you feel what you came up with that idea, and there have been rumblings that Cruz could face Gervonta Tank Davis later this year in a rematch of their exciting 2021 match, which saw Davis win a close decision if he prevails. Against Valenzuela, the poker face Cruz is open to that fight, and others I'm ready to fight anyone. Cruz said I'll listen to my team and will make the best decision. Nevertheless, facing Cruz is a big risk. A defeat against the Mexican will damage Garcia's chances of getting the Gervonta Davis rematch. I think everybody can watch whoever's there. So that's pretty cool. Now, a Pitbull very dangerous fight. You actually posted today that he's going to be tougher than a rematch within, and I agree with.
I think everybody could watch whoever's there, so that's pretty cool.
Now, a Pitbull, very dangerous fight. You actually posted today that he's going to be tougher than a rematch with Haney, and I agree with you.
Yeah,
Why did
I
you
mean
say
tougher
that?
as in...
I mean tougher, as in he has admitted that his primary aim is to fight Tank at 140, given he was not at his best in their first fight. The 136 pounds catch weight and 10 pounds of hydration clause led to claims that Garcia was weight drained since Valenzuela has already beaten Cruz. Losing to him makes Garcia's stock fall even further, but since Cruz is quite experienced, facing him allows Garcia to prepare for his rematch against Devin Haney. That may be enough for him to take that fight since he was on course to face Romero before 2S broke down, and Rolly lost to Cruz. Romero bounced back from that loss to defeat Manuel James by a 10-round unanimous decision on September 14th on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga. I care about right now is Ryan Garcia, and then the winner between that and me and Ryan gets Don Andy Davis. We're going to do this all on pay-per-view, on Showtime pay-per-view. We're going to do this. Underscore. All right, like I said at the end of it, I got the belt. Rolly didn't perform well in that fight either, but he had a harmless opponent. Using Rolly as the opponent is a very poor option for Ryan Garcia and a headliner on Days and PPV. Obviously, it's a tune-up for Cry, so you can give him a break in that department, but it's not fair to the fans to use a fighter with a 2-2 record in his last 3 fights. Is the side for a pay-per-view card. Rayleigh's actual record should be 1-3 in his last 4 fights. Because his victory over Ismael Barroso was highly controversial, because the referee Tony Weeks jumped in and stopped the fight in the 9th round in their clash on May 13th. 2023, I want to tell everybody just thank you for coming out, and honestly happy Easter. Everybody you guys Rolly had thrown 4 punches, all missing badly, and Weeks waved it off. Barroso was hurt standing and looking. At Weeks, what are you doing? Fans were shocked at the stoppage, and there was criticism for months after at the time Rolly was trailing and on his way to losing the fight. There are many contenders in the 140 and 147 pounds top 15 rankings more deserving of a fight against Ryan Garcia on May 2nd than Rolly Romero. More punches than you thought you would. So what went wrong during this fight? It's okay. It appears they were in a hurry to find a body to be the opponent, and Romero served the purpose. Given that this is going to be a PPV event, it would have been better to use Jose Ramirez as Ryan Garcia's opponent in the headliner, and give Rolly to Haney for the co-feature. Even in that spot, Romero doesn't belong. But Haney is coming off a 3-knockdown loss. He needs a soft touch like Rolly to make sure he doesn't wind up in the dirt. Now, I saw that Ryan Garcia posted yesterday if he was kind of questioning your decision of choosing to fight Cruz when he said you could have made more with him. Tell me a little bit about how you would respond to that. However, if the idea is to ensure that Ryan doesn't get beat ahead of his rematch with Haney in October, then Rolly is the man for the job. He's not a threat to beating Ryan and will likely get knocked out within 6 rounds. Dan Raphael reports that the Garcia versus Romero, Dion Haney versus Jose Ramirez, and Martin Boley versus F.A. Jagba card will occur on Friday, May 2nd in time Square in New York City. Although having a big event like that on a Friday is kind of weird, fans won't mind because this is an excellent card. Talks of a possible Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero fight began after Ryan Garcia had just produced an eye-popping knockout of Oscar Duarte at a catch weight of 143 pounds in Houston, Texas. Would respond to that. I'm with Al Hayan. Ryan Garcia's biggest fight was with Al Heyman. The most money he ever made was without Heyman, and then he goes back and fights for crumbs on a shitty TV network. However, it didn't take long for King Reed to try to speak his next fight into fruition as he called out and took shots at World Boxing Association Junior Welterweight World Champion Rolando Romero, I'm committing to becoming a world champion, Garcia told Daz and Chris Manx, following his 8th round knockout of Dwardiff Rise.